Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video.
All right, we're back with another episode of Walkie Talkie. Today we got Cat Byrnes. Cat, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Good morning. How are you?
Let the people know who you are, where you're from, and describe your photography for everybody.
I'm Cat Byrnes. I'm a New York City-based artist. I paint, I photograph. Yeah, we're here this morning with Paulie, and we're gonna take a little walk.
Cool. Where are we walking today?
We're gonna walk on the Upper West Side. This is like my hood. I was born in Pennsylvania, but raised in PA and on the Upper West Side. So yeah, I'm gonna take you little familiar spots and kind of just like places that I like to see and little things that I like, so.
Cool, let's go.
I wanted to see how it looks. Oh!
Oh, hi. Congratulations. All right.
How often are you out shooting these days?
Every day. Yeah, whenever I can. Inside, outside, morning, I like time I wake up in the morning to going to sleep. You know, if I see something on like my desk, taking photos is always on my mind. I'm like a serious morning person. So like I'm most creative and like my brain is running in the morning, especially with like painting and stuff. It's a great corner, great light. Yeah, there's something about like the stone here that is just like a really nice like back wall. It's like a drop.
What camera you shoot with?
I have an old M6 and I missed her. And a 28 Elmarit.
Always? Is it usually your go-to?
My 28, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's just like perfect for New York, you know? You get everything. I just came out with a book.
You did?
Yeah, it's called Girl World. It's about women, girlhood, the essence of what it's like in my eyes.
That was like 10 years of work?
10 years of work, 2014 to 2024.
When in that 10 years did you feel like you had the idea for the book? You were like, this is a thing that's gonna happen?
Like 4 years ago, I was working at this photo lab on the Upper West Side, and I was a film lab tech, print tech, and I started printing out a lot of my stuff again, and I have like a bunch of books in my head, and I was like, all right, this is the one I'm gonna start with, because I think it's so important. I think like, I started looking for books that were made by women, about women, and there's like not many at all. I'm like, this book should have already existed, so I felt this like immediacy to like put it out, not only for myself, but for other people too, because I think it's really important, like representation.
So 4 years ago, you were like, oh, this should be a book. Yeah. Did that affect the way you were shooting?
Yeah, a little bit. I think like I already had a ton of stuff in my archive that I wasn't even thinking about prior. And then within those like few years of curating it, it was just like filling in gaps, because I also really wanted it to be representative of like all ages, all kinds of women.
When did you feel like you had enough? I feel like that's a big question
so
for most
hard.
people.
It's so hard. Even now I'm like, I wish I can add the edits, can make another book, you know, altogether. Right. There's so many, I had to just be like cutthroat. But yeah, I had to stop at a certain time, and it felt like 10 years. Okay, that's a good time stamp for not only my own work, but for New York City as like a representative time scale. Hi. Yeah, so Girl World, it's available on my website, catbyrnes.com. It's available at the Leica store in New York, Leica store in LA, Arcana in LA, Photographer's Gallery in London.
You sold out the first run, right?
I did, yeah. So we're doing a second print run, and I'll be picking that up next week. So by the time this rolls live, they'll be available again. But yeah, after this print run, that's it for a long time. So get your copy now.
So what makes you say that so confidently? If it sells out like that, you won't be like, oh, maybe we should do another one?
No.
It's nice to limit it, right?
Limit, yeah. You had your shot, you know? And plus I'm making another book, so you can look at other stuff that I'm making. I'm working on a still life book, and it'll be a different pace and different subject matter altogether. Because I'm a painter, it's like I see things like compositionally, and definitely working with color a lot and kind of just like playing with your eyes, you know? You start to create a language for yourself, and you hope that people kind of follow along and can kind of pick that up with you. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. That book is called Anthology of Still Lives. And that's like, yeah, multiple formats, large format, medium format, 35.
Where in the process are you in that book?
It's actually almost done. It is fully edited, curated. Now we're just working on some little text, forward, exit message, just little touches like that to kind of clean it up and polish it up.
So with Girl World and this new one, do you have a designer for both of the books?
I actually designed Girl Worlds independently. The second one, I'm working with a designer, more like a production designer. Shout out to Sean.
Girl World was printed through Connotation Press. How did that come about? Because I know a lot of people have goals to make a book, and I was curious about the publishing process.
Yeah, it's never linear, you know, like everyone's story is different. I originally was just like, I'm gonna self-publish this because I had been trying to sell this to certain publishers, no bites. And because time is of the essence and I don't have time to wait anymore, I just decided to invest and save and do it myself. And then right towards the end of it, my publisher came in and was like, you know what, I'll like publish it for you. And because we were already working on a still life book. And so I was like, all right, cool. It's crazy. It's like you have to do the work, you know? You can't just kind of sit and wait for someone to kind of give you the answers. You just gotta like be proactive and make it happen, and like things will follow. I think that's just like energy too. It's like, keep it moving. Yeah. This is one of my favorite blocks. This whole section is like it for me. Like so much so I need to like take this off for this. So good.
Yeah, I know. It was like a race. It was like a clock.
Everyone, I feel like, oh, there she goes. Everyone can relate to that, right?
What film do you shoot?
I shoot Kodak Ultramax. I just took out a roll of T-Max though. So in the beginning of this, I was shooting black and white, but usually I'll shoot color. But recently I've been just like, every so often I'll throw in a black and white roll to keep it interesting. Oh. Hi.
Baby.
We love dogs.
Yeah, I was about to ask you, do you have any triggers?
Dogs, for sure. Buses. Transit. For sure. Everyone uses the bus, everyone uses the metro, the train. It's like, it's cool, you know?
What advice could you give to somebody? There's a lot of photographers that have goals of making books, who wants to make a book but isn't really there yet. Maybe has a body of work, maybe has an idea.
Yeah. Be patient. A book does not come about in 1 year. Do not think 1 year's of work will do it. Time in, time out, looking at yourself, studying, sharing it with people, listening. That's important, you know? You gotta share your work as much as it can be heartbreaking sometimes. You just have to be open to like being receptive and hearing criticism and stuff. I say like keep at it, yeah. And it's like an investment within yourself, but also like the community. Making books is really important. Art within itself, outside of creating the art. Like it's so needed, it's so important for like historical, archival reference points of what's happening in this time and era, that one day people are gonna look back and say, what did New York look like at this time? What were people dealing with socially, politically, like culturally? And then they'll see anything during this time and it'll give them a reference point of one perspective. Interesting. I love this time. So it's a Wednesday at almost 10:15. And I think there's something really special about this time because people are at work. People are actively doing things like at the top of their list of stuff to do. We're in an area that like people aren't really like working here unless it's retail. So yeah, you see a lot of like interesting things.
You said you grew up in Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
What was your upbringing like?
My parents are painters, so I've always been surrounded in conversation and visual upbringing. So always been talking about painting and art history and looking at their work and talking about their work and now talking about my work. So it's always been a dialogue and reference point for us. But the location in where I grew up is very much like suburbia, Americana, kind of like a blue collar vibe. In a town called Kingston, and the outside city is Wilkes-Barre. So a lot of people know that area from photographer Mark Cohen. And I think that's really funny because I have friends from home that like, they've got, their relatives were photographed by Mark Cohen for like senior portraits and ways to kind of make a living, you know? So it is fun. Or Franz Klein, he's a painter from Wilkes-Barre and amazing, like expressionistic, large scale, black paint. It's an old coal mining area and economically it's not doing very well. So there isn't a lot of art prospering there. The art community is very small. Anytime one of my friends from home is celebrating something like music, like that's a big thing in that area, is like hardcore music. And so there were a lot of shows I would go to growing up. So like there's always pockets of art no matter where you are. You just have to look for it, you know. My grandpa was a painter as well. So technically like I'm third generation artist. A lot of paintbrushes I use are some of his, which is really nice. I took a ceramics class in college and that was it for me. I was like, this is all I ever want to do for the rest of my life, is just create art.
So from the ceramics class, oh my God. From the ceramics class, when did you start painting and when did you start photographing?
Just shortly after. Like I took a photo class. That was like a darkroom class. I love these. They're just like the prettiest color. Yeah, I took a darkroom class and that was also it. It was like, you know, being so hands-on with like the whole process start to finish is something I encourage everyone to do. Even if, you know, even if it doesn't become your purpose, it's just nice to know where photography comes from. I think that for everything. Like, it's important to read a clock. Know how to read a clock, a real one. Or to ride a bike. It's like fundamental things that one should do or should just know, just for the sake of acknowledging human existence and where we've come and how far we've come and yet there is to come.
It sounds like your photography and your painting have kind of been evolving, at least at the same dates, range, like times.
Yeah, same.
Have they kind of like influenced each other, or how has that kind of gone hand in hand?
Yeah, I think it's important to acknowledge that everything is like coming from the same person, the same being. So I think when it comes to like compositional color, there are like some parallels, but I don't look at them like that. Like I'm very much like separate in how I work. Because I just see it as like a different form of expression. Let's see what's in the park. Maybe we'll catch some good things. You know, you never know. Like, I don't intentionally go out and shoot. I'll just like go about my day and like have errands, and then I just photograph along my path and see what crosses it. Yeah, so I'll come here to like ground myself, much like a lot of other people. Like I really love being around nature, as well as kind of the chaos and commotion. So sometimes it's like fun to kind of like escape in here a little bit. Maybe we'll see some turtles or something. Oh. You guys made a new friend. They're so used to humans now.
Yeah, usually geese around us like.
Oh yeah, they'll
aggressive.
snip. Yeah.
That's pretty aggressive right there.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean they can be mean. Geese can be really.
Yeah, like little bites and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah, he's acting like a dog or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not good for us.
Oh, look at that big turtle. Hi. Cool. I think it's really important to look at things outside of just people. This spot is so magical. Yeah, I love doing this kind of stuff just because it gets me back to thinking, like searching. Like I'm always searching on the street, of course, but I'm searching like no matter what, like what's in here, like are there any frogs? Are there any turtles? Trash, ball. It's like a fun, almost like exercise for your eyes. People have a different kind of like demeanor here. I mean, maybe because there's a mix of tourists and locals, but like, I swear nature's like a little bit of a buffer for people. And you can always run away and disappear somewhere.
For the terminal case of Trump derangement syndrome.
Thank you.
Trump for political reasons to elevate.
So right now we're at Bethesda Fountain. Beautiful, beautiful space where humans and animals gather around water. Someone dropped their earring. Oh! Show off.
You have a website?
I do.
You sell your book through your website. Mm-hmm. Did you find most of your sales came through the website or through like the other sources?
I'd say it's like a good even amount.
You're pretty actively maintaining your website, like keeping things up to date. I know you have that hoodie that's for sale.
Yeah, I try to. Yeah, I started doing like my prints on garments just for another way to kind of look at photos and paintings and stuff. Like it's so much fun to like wear a photo or a painting.
Outside of the shop, like selling stuff on your site, do you find it useful to have the site just for like portfolio purposes?
Yeah, it's definitely necessary in this modern age.
And thanks to Squarespace, who's sponsoring this video, you can be just like Cat. Squarespace is an all-in-one website building platform that makes it easy for artists and photographers like Cat to create their own online store and seamlessly get their products out to the world. And they make it easy. With Squarespace payments feature, you don't have to worry about processing payment. They've got it all handled. Without complications, your customers are able to use any payments they're used to using in stores or online stores across the web, like their credit cards, Apple Pay, Google Pay, you name it. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Squarespace has got it all built in for you. If you've been thinking about making a website, don't hesitate. And using the link in the description of this video, you can start building your site today with a 14-day free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/paulie.b for 10% off your first order. Support the series by signing up today, and let's get back to the video.
Something down just so we have a date.
You've seen like the street photography community over the past 12 years, and I feel like since then street photography has kind of exploded in terms of popularity, people doing it. How do you feel like it's changed, like the community, or how you see it online or here in New York in the past 12 years?
I felt like when I started shooting in 2013, I had felt like it had changed so much from what I had seen from like videos of Gary Winogrand and like Joel Meyerowitz and like all of like the people that have kind of been claiming the streets. Things have changed a lot, but now looking back on 2013 till now, it's like a lot of things have changed. People have come and gone.
Back then, who was influencing you versus who's influencing you now? Like when you first started, who were like some of the names that you were really drawn to?
Yeah, I'm definitely still interested in the same people, like Jill Friedman, Vivian Meyer, painters like Joan Mitchell, Helen Frankenthaler, Gary Winogrand, obviously, Martha Cooper. Those people are very much still very inspirational to me.
What are you shooting pictures for?
Myself?
Yourself? On film?
on film.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now we're on Fifth Ave, kind of like the legendary space. Lots of shopping, lots of office, lots of old school vibes. Yeah, I actually didn't mean to come here. We just kind of...
What about photo books? Are you into photo books?
Like collecting them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What were some recent ones that you picked up that have kind of like made an impact?
Women Are Beautiful by Gary Winogrand. Deanna Templeton, What She Said. It's about her photos and collections of like going to concerts and stuff. Mark Cohen, Dark Knees. It's a really good corner. I like the light here. Just... No, sorry. I am.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nice.
Have a great day.
¿Qué materializa eso? Viene un perfume de Louis, viene una
Hell yeah. Psst. Psst. Sometimes I just want people to look the fuck up. Like,
I guess that's one of the cons of being unassuming. You just
yeah. And sometimes I'm like, psst, psst. Or I'll try to like snap and no, they're like locked in. I wonder if people were like that with newspapers back in the day, you know? You guys too?
You might see my picture on the post.
You guys too?
We can't have that.
if you had to give somebody 5 photos of yours that doesn't know your work that really like represent what you want to show them, what 5 photos would it be?
Wow. I do have this photo of these like 2 mops like up against the wall. And they kind of look like a couple. I love that photo. I guess like any one of my self-portraits too, because I feel like that's also like representative of like a time, place in my life. And now as I age, it's like I can definitely see myself looking different. And then I would have to just say like a few like New York style photos, like timeless stuff, like things that just feel like it could be taken anytime. Yeah.
You had that photo of that gun?
Yeah.
The trash can?
That was in LA.
That was in LA? Wow. That's a crazy photo.
Yeah, I don't even know, like, it was just one of those things you just like, just keep looking and.
What's the story behind that one?
So I was just walking like any other day, you know, and I was on the corner and I was just ready. And this guy had this like, I don't know, it was like I don't know what it was. It was a gun, but I don't know what kind of gun. Like, I don't know if it was a toy or real. I mean, I didn't ask. I was just like documenting it. And he had it and he kind of was like about to throw it out and then he threw it out. I was like, oh.
You were there, yeah.
I was like, okay. I didn't really ask questions. Sometimes I just don't want to. I just don't want to talk. Or I don't need to ask any more questions, you know?
This always comes up in the comments. People always ask, like, you have a full-time job?
Yeah.
And does it have to do with your photography?
I don't want to say always, because I've been like a barista, I've dog walked, like, I've done all those like kind of like, worked at a yoga studio, you know, like classic, like, you gotta just make it work, you know? But I always try to like work within the photo world in some capacity, just because like that's interesting to me. And whether I'm like a lab tech at a developing lab or like a photo editor or selling cameras, it's like at least I'm talking about photography in some capacity. And, you know, sharing stories with people is really fueling for me. I really like that. Sometimes it can be exhausting, but it's like, that's my passion, you know? So it's not so bad.
The question's always like, how do all these photographers make money off of street photography?
I don't. No one does. Of course, we sell prints every so often, but you're lucky if you do.
How long have you had the M6? You've had it for a while.
I've had it. This is like technically my first like real Leica. I've had this 2016. I saved up with my my first corporate job I had as a photo editor at Scholastic Books. Stashed some money away, and I was like, this is a good investment for myself. Yeah, I was like looking at getting another one at one point a few years later, because this had to be repaired at one point. And they were like double the price. And I'm like, oh, well, I can never get another one again. Hands? Hands? Sometimes like you really have to get the courage to like walk up to kids, you know, because they are like.
Post that anywhere. Would you mind blurring out the script?
Will do.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, no, I got like really yelled at the other day. Like right outside the Dakota building, and like some lady with two twins and like in a cart or stroller, and it's just one of those like, hey, don't do that, this and that, da da da, you know. And it's like, okay, keep it rolling. But it like sticks with you sometimes, you know, it's hard to like shake it off because another person's a different situation. So, and also I have to say, like, being a woman, there's something easier about it, but it's not easier. It still is hard. I still get yelled at. Yeah. Keep going. Keep it going. Okay. All right. Yeah. What are you gonna show me? Sick. Thank you. I also think that's why I like to photograph things like outside of just like myself, is because there's like, it takes it out of your own head, you know? It's like, what are other people doing? And I wonder what their struggle is or whatever.
All right, Kat, finish the sentence. I take photos because.
I take photos because it gives me purpose. Yeah. I think also just the sense of like the physical role, like what you're saying, like you have something to be like, this is it. And not only do I have this to prove it, I also need to protect it. Like at all costs. I can't lose it. I can't drop it in water. I can't let a bike roll over it. I don't know, like. So it is this like sense of like being precious with it all the way until you take it to the lab, and then even still, it's like letting it go is like, oh my God, what are they gonna do? It's like an archaeological site. That won't be like that for long.
I'm not necessarily opposed to doing it just strictly because, yeah, good morning.
Now there's one.
All right, that's gonna do it for this episode of Walkie Talkie Cat. Thanks for hanging out with
What
me.
up? Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for asking to come on a walk.
Of course.
Buy my book, Girl World, my website, catbyrnes.com. Follow me on Instagram at Cat Byrnes. And yeah, that's it. Thank
Cool.
you.
All right, peace.
Peace.
Now when they see us in the streets, all they wanna do is take pics, and I'm like, okay.